puberty hit quick. Hey, yo, what's up guys? It's your boy PTG back for another video. And wow, it has been a long time. Because it seems like every time I have like a month in between my videos, I always say like I was busy in school and stuff. Obviously, we're always busy in school. This is like school year. I decided apparently that it would be a smart idea to get a stroke. So yeah guys, that's going to be the topic of the next few videos on this channel. Since a stroke is a huge experience in my life especially, and in other people's lives, I'm going to be doing a whole video series about just the stroke. I'm going to have a 3-part series, which this is part of the experience of the stroke and what happened in it. And yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome. But I'm also going to do is make little short videos about different things that happened in my experience at the hospital and rehab and all that kind of stuff, guys. So stay tuned for all that, and yeah, that'll be awesome whenever all those videos come out.
So without further ado, let's jump right in.
So as most of you guys know, I do this 5K training at the YMCA because I'm pretty much like out of shape, and that's where it happened, at the lovely YMCA, the place that everyone sings about, the place that I just love to go to. That no one can find out why I had the stroke. We're still asking why I had... Okay, my jokes aren't funny anymore. I mean, I honestly feel like every time I try and do a running thing or a 5K, I feel like last time I had like some asthma issues. Another time I got sick with like a cold while in the middle of running, and I had to stop. And now I have a stroke. I mean, I honestly feel like God does not want me to exercise. Paul, I do not want you to exercise. But I wanna! Never. Please. Nope. Okay. Bye. I'm done. Bye. So now that you guys have had enough recap on why I was at the YMCA, let's get right into what happened. Nerdy Norman, roll the clip. Okay. It was a beautiful, happy day outside. The birds were not chirping because they were being slaughtered outside by bird killers because hunting season was about. Nerdy Norman. Oh, I'm sorry, that's just my practice version. I hate birds. Okay, here's the real one. It was a beautiful, happy day outside. The birds were chirping and nothing could drag me down. Yes, I woke up like this. I was very productive, and then I went for the YMCA. I was super pumped, you know, like when you've had a really good day and then you get a new subscriber. I was running my laps like a normal person would, and then I had the unexpected. The thing that changed the month of March forever. A stroke. So basically, guys, I was at the YMCA. I was doing my thing. I was running like crazy. I was being awesome, doing my laps around the YMCA. You know at the YMCA how they have like the track? I was doing my laps around the track, and then the left side, just like I couldn't have control of it at all. It was really weird, guys. I could move my right side perfectly fine. I was still running, but then the left side was just like at a constant pace. It was really weird. I could really tell something was wrong when like my heart felt like it was just like beating out of my chest like crazy. Like, you know, like in the cartoons where like I decided to go to the stairwell and walk down the steps. Well, spoilers, if you don't have control of the left side of your body, steps should be the last thing on your mind. But I'm not a genius, so walking down that stairwell sounded like a splendid idea. So I started walking down the steps, and I just felt like I needed to get down. Like it was either my head first or my hands. And if you guys don't know, a couple weeks ago I had a concussion. And I didn't want to have another concussion because of the headaches and everything. So I actually tripped down 2 steps. and basically caught myself on my hand, and I was all good, and then I had to lay down because my head was kind of spinning and blinking was harder, and then like I kept trying to get up. Like people kept walking by me like, get up, Paul, stop being a wimp, like come on, you can do this, like come on, just why you lay on the floor, just get up, you little wimp, and little things like that, just because I was just laying on the ground, and no one would have expected that I would have had a stroke. So I was just like, I'm trying. I kept trying to push myself off the ground, but then I kept collapsing back down, and I couldn't figure out why. I was really scared at the time. Thankfully, my friend Logan got out and got some of the adults, and that's around the same time when I started to lose all movement on the left side of my body. I couldn't move my left leg, my left arm, or do like anything on the left side of my face. I mean, I couldn't do the duck face anymore. I mean, that's just, I mean, what could be worse than that? I mean seriously, that was the worst part. Because the left side of my mouth was not moving like I wanted it to. It felt like there was like a whole bunch of applesauce that people stuffed in my face, and I couldn't get it out, and I was trying to talk with it. It was so annoying. So they decided to call 911, and the ambulance came a few minutes later in I think the coolest form of transportation possible. They legit put you in a bed. They call it a stretcher, but everyone knows it's actually a bed. I mean, they put pillows on your head. I mean, at least they did with me. And then they roll you out, and then you literally get to ride in the ambulance laying down. Like, that is just, it's just like so cool. Like, I've always wanted to like ride in a form of transportation laying down. Like, they need to put that in cars. So we get to the hospital. I'm like, oh my gosh, where is my phone? Like my iPod. And I'm like trying to find it. And finally I found it in my pocket. And I was like, oh, thank goodness gracious me, oh my, I could have lost my phone. So I was holding on to my phone for dear life as I was getting rushed into the ER with the bed. And I got into a room pretty fast. And once I was in a room, I had to meet nurse by doctor by nurse by nurse by nurse. Like, literally, when you get into the hospital, they just swarm you. Like, they're a swarm of bees. They just go right at you. They're like, new patient, let's go and introduce our names. And we'll probably never see him ever again. But we have to tell him our name because we just have to. I mean, I'm not good with names on a normal day. And then somehow I'm supposed to remember Joe Blow off the street's last name from 10 minutes ago after I've already met 30 more people. So after I met Jack, Jill, Bob, and Joe, they decided they needed me to go pee because I had to go to an MRI pretty soon. And if you don't know what an MRI is, it's basically this big tube where they put you in and they strap you in for however long they need you to be in there. Sometimes it's a couple hours, sometimes it's multiple hours. It's insanely long. I hate it. But basically they put you in this tube and you can't move a muscle for that long. And if you have to go pee, that's kind of painful. So unfortunately they decided they had to put a catheter in because they couldn't let me stand up because I couldn't move my left side of my body. So they had to put this catheter in. And if you don't know what a catheter is, thank goodness for you. You're lucky. Basically, it's this tube that they stick up your pee-pee and they drain the pee out. And it is totally disgusting and it's gross and I hate it. And it's gross and I hate it and it's disgusting. So after that eventful situation, they sent me up to the MRI, and I never thought I'd actually have to go into an MRI. I've always heard other kids having to go into one, or my dad had to go to one when he had his stroke a couple weeks back, but I never thought I'd actually have to go into an MRI. If you want to know what happened in the experience of the MRI, or you just like seeing me in pain, go check out this video right here. When it's up, there'll be a box that you can click on, so yeah, click on it right there when it's up, and that'll be awesome video for you to watch pretty soon. Not just yet, pretty soon. So yeah, since I'm doing a video on the MRI experience of a lifetime, I'm just going to summarize it in 2 sentences for you. I hate it, and I wish it never existed. After all the crap of the MRI ended, they decided to send me back to the ER, and by that time I was starting to get movement again in the left side of my body, and I was super excited, guys. Like, you don't even know. Like, I was so happy. Like, I thought I'd be leaving, like, the next day. I was so happy. And then I was just like, okay, I can do this. And then around 1 o'clock, I lost everything again. And I'm just like, really? And this time, it was even worse. Because the left side of my body was totally tingly. Like, it hurt. And it was really annoying because since I couldn't move the left side of my face, it was drooping. So I was drooling like crazy. And every time I would wipe the drool, my face would hurt more because of the tingles. And it was so annoying. And I just hate the feeling. If you guys have had strokes before, you know what I'm saying. But it hurts. It hurts like crap. So basically all I did in the ICU that next day was go to tests, lay in bed, and watch the Food Channel to get me to actually eat something. So after that long day of pondering about bacon strips, guys, they sent me down to the hospital dorm place where basically they put patients in with other patients. And honestly, it was pretty fine, other than the only thing that you do is watch TV all day and do like 45 minutes of therapy, and that's just like super boring. So after I was waiting in the dorm for about a week, they decided to throw out the idea of going to rehab for 3 or 4 weeks. Like, no. Like, you try and stay at the hospital for a week, okay? And I'm just like, is it just like this? Like, I don't know if I can do this for that long. And they're like, no, it's a rehab place. It's all good. And I'm like, I doubt it. So my mom and dad toured it. They said it was really nice. It didn't look too nice on like the iPad tour that they gave me, but it was kind of weird. But after a long time of debating about it, they decided that it would be best that if I went. And that's where I've been, guys. And that's gonna wrap up this video, but that's not the end of the story. You know what? I'm going to do tons of these videos just like this in the next like month or so, because I need to get these videos off like my chest for other kids who have strokes, because there are no videos or stories on the internet that about kids who have strokes. There's barely any. And you know, I think it's sad because over that time I was in rehab, I met so many kids and most of them had strokes. And it's really weird because you would think if there's so many kids that had strokes, they would, you know, have like, you know, tons of stories on it, but no. None. Only adult stroke stories. It's like some people didn't even believe me when I first had my stroke. So yeah, guys, be aware. Kids can have strokes too. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this awesome video, guys. Not really that awesome, guys, but that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. And please give me some slack because my energy level is lower because of the stroke, and that'll increase as the days go on. But yeah, hope you guys stick with me for the rest of the series. Peace, guys. See ya.